Welcome to the first installment of the Scholar Strategy Review. Now, this isn't going to make any sense unless you've watched my training videos. So, if this looks something that is worth your time, it's going to take maybe 5 to 10 minutes to review 3 currency pairs. And these are the ones that I label in pink right here. Okay, so let me show you exactly what happened. So AUD/USD, all right? We're just going to start it at the beginning of the week, which was here, right, the 25th. As you can see, the pivot line wasn't even touched, so it's not a valid trade. This pivot line, the candle was above the pivot line right there, so that would be a sell stop for me. Okay, now watch this. Right, entered, TP hit right there. I could have went a little lower, but there, that's 3 to 1. This one, unfortunately, it bounced up and would have triggered a stop loss, so that's a loss. That wasn't an entry, it didn't trigger. This was an entry, that's a win. So that's 2 wins, 1 loss. No entry here. Third win, right? As it entered, it went into profit, then it went into the negative, but it wasn't 15 pips yet. And then finally it dropped 15 pips. So we're at break even. It came close to breaking even at 2.7 pips in profit. But there, snagged the profit right there. So that's another 3 to 1. That was a loss. That was a loss. And then a nice win continuing on from there. Decent profit. But again, 4 wins, 3 losses overall. So each win is a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Each loss is a 1 to 1. Right? So if you won 4 times, that's 12 to 1. You lost 3, you subtract 3 risk to rewards, I guess, from that. So overall in the week, off 1 currency pair, you're up 9 to 1. All right? Euro GBP. So this one is a bit of a bummer. It spiked up. Everything was trending upwards. So at the beginning of the week, it would have been here. So that was a miss. Nothing triggered from there. So when it pulled back, would have been an entry loss. So another entry loss. So at that point in time, I would stop. You see, because even though that everything, the larger EMAs are pointing up, the shorter EMAs are dropping, and it doesn't seem that every time you enter, you end up losing. Right, the third one would have been a break even because it was 35 pips in profit before going back down to consolidate for about a day. Okay, so if I have either 3 break evens or 3 losses or any of the combination in a row, I stay out of it for a week, maybe longer. It depends if I see the EMAs spread out a little bit. Okay, right now I can see that they're going to jumble up and start consolidating, so this would be a time to stay out. All right, so, overall now, after 2 losses and a break even from our 9 to 1, we're at 7 to 1. Now, the final pair is USD CAD. All right, 6 wins and 2 losses, overall 16 to 1. Add that to the 7 to 1, we're at 23 to 1 profit within 1 week off of this strategy. Pretty crazy, isn't it? So again, this one, this is kind of debatable because it went up, as you can see, 43.9, just almost 44 pips. So it was 1 shy. If we go on a technicality, that's technically a break even, right? So it really would only be 5 wins. So I'll edit that, and that brings us down 3 more. So we're at 13. All right, and I'm not going to change the numbers just for the sake of having it already there. So yeah, so that's a break even. That's a win. That's a loss. The next one here, you can barely see it, but that's a 3. That's a win. That's a win. That was never an entry. That's a win. My rule is after 8 hours of of having the trade open and it not triggering, that would be a wash, right? So as you can see right here, if we started from where that opened, 8 a.m., right? Oh, just on the cusp, you see. So 7 hours in, it would have triggered. Did it break? No, it didn't. Did it make profit? Yes, it did. 47 pips. So technically, it's still 6 because I didn't realize this one. I thought after 8 hours is usually when I drop the trade, right? If I was entered, but it entered on hour 7, and that was a win. So technically, it's still 6. Let me edit this. Haha. All right, 16. There we go. So I'll just move over my numbers. There's that. This is here. This is here. This is two little things I gotta move. 4. This one is here. All right, and this one would have been a break even though it did trigger the entry. 15 pips in profit and then a drop below, so that's a wash. And now this one. Did it snag that final time and pull back up? So you see, this right here, that would have been a break even. No, we're back down to 5. All right. It's really, really unfortunate, but yes, those are the rules. If it's over 15 pips in profit, it's just a bit of a bummer, but it did keep going. Okay. So still overall, that is 13 to 1 on this currency pair. Okay. Better change that 6 wins too. It's a 5 win. All right, because that last one's a break even. We don't want to steal wins here. So 7 to 1 after losing Euro GBP twice, and then a break even for the 3rd time. Then I stay out. AUD USD 7 to 1 for the week, and USD CAD 13 to 1 for the week. So, or no, 9 to 1 and then 7 to 1 after the losses. So overall 20 to 1 risk to reward in 1 week with this strategy. Very simple. You see how it works. All you do is you trade the trend on that pivot line. Very, very easy. Watch the friggin' video. You're gonna kind of blow your mind to see how simple this is. And as you see, right, always at the beginning of the pivot, see those trades. Don't take it near the end of the pivot, even though it may be tempting. Only the beginning. Okay, only the beginning. If it's here, this would have been a win? Let's see. If you entered a buy, no, it would have been a loss, right? That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, even though it's in trend. It's just, sometimes there's just going to be a pullback. But this entry right here, look how it went. Did it drop? Oh, and only 10 pips overall. But look, 40 pips in profit, that would have been a break even. Okay, this one, that would not have been an entry. This one, right, as it goes that low, this is something when you got to realize how deep is this trade, right? That's 5 hours in. Could be a loss, could be a win, depending if you like to do stop trades or limit trades, right? This one, very close to an entry, not quite. This one, no entry. This one, no, would have been a buy. Right? Everything really just depends, but I don't want to go all the way back to the currency pair here. It's just what happened within the week, right? Simple trades, simple wins. Even if you notice that, hey, it's you got screwed out of a trend, let's say, right? Let's say it popped over here, but here's the idea: where 8 o'clock rolls around, and it started maybe down here. Right, and then it started going up. That would have been a buy stop. It came close to breaking even. It was like half a pip away, and then TP hit. That never crossed. This one, did it drop a little bit lower on the line? Even if it was a buy stop, it would have only been up to there. It would have triggered when it popped back up. So realistically, this would have been a break even. Next line, if that was a buy that was taken. Overall, this would have been, because it would have been the wick right here that triggered, that would have been a loss. That would have been a non-entry. That's a non-entry. That happened too early. That's a non-entry, never triggered. That could be a win or a loss depending on how you snag that trade, right? Quite possibly, it would, depending on your broker spread, it's only 0.2 or 0.3 pips here, could have triggered into profit instantly, right? Or could have been a loss. It all depends on how that entry would have been with your broker. Sometimes if you set it right here, you know, that half pip or something like that, that could trigger the trade, right? So just be cognizant of that. If it does trigger the trade, you just make sure you adjust your levels. But that's really it, folks. I'm not going to jump into the rest of this. This isn't a lesson. This is just kind of show you how these trades would have went throughout the week. Okay, so next week, what it looks like, it's setting up. So I like to do, that was on even on the 30-minute, right? So on the 1 hour, it's even more clear. But anyway, what I like to see is on the 1 hour and 4 hour, if I see the EMAs all pointing in the same direction, that's something I'd want to be trading. So USD CAD looks good. AUD USD for sells on the 4 hour and the 1 hour looks good. And Euro GBP on the 1 hour, not so good. We're getting mismatched EMAs, some pointing down, some pointing up. On the 4 hour, definitely not good. So we stay out until all EMAs are pointing in the same direction. That's it. And just by following that, we did 20 to 1 this week. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See you next time.